A Trump official was asked a pretty straightforward question.
In a shocking revelation, a Trump official was grilled on why white South African immigrants are prioritized as refugees. This opens up a Pandora's box of questions about systemic racism and immigration policies. Why are those fleeing real danger turned away while others with privilege get a free pass? Let's dive into this explosive conversation.
Why are the white South African immigrants, the Dutch-descended Afrikaners, why are they being prioritized as refugees, despite owning almost all the land in South Africa?
This question cuts straight to the core of hypocrisy. It's baffling how those with the most privilege are treated as victims while actual refugees face rejection. This is a blatant manipulation of the immigration narrative that favors the powerful.
Despite having an unemployment rate less than 1/3 that of black South Africans. Why is that group now being treated as refugees who need to be protected, when other groups like Afghans fleeing actual war and Taliban rule are being turned away, or Central American asylum seekers are being turned away? And the answer we got from the Deputy Secretary of State, who said one of the criteria is we want those coming here to be easily assimilated into our country. What does that mean? What is that code for? It's not about language. It's not about skills. It's about being white.
This is a clear signal of systemic racism. The criteria for assimilation are cloaked in euphemisms, but the underlying message is crystal clear. This isn't about safety. It's about maintaining a racial hierarchy that favors whiteness over human rights.
That's what they're referring to. Listen to this.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to know, there were many, from the BBC, there are many people who fit the criteria of seeking help, who are fleeing persecution. Afghans, for example, they live in a country run by the Taliban, but they're being denied refugee status. So I'm wondering, why has such an exception been made for the Afrikaners, especially when the South African government says they're not in danger? And are you going to open up the refugee settlement program for others?
Thank you for that question. I think you may recall that on the president's first day in office, on January 20th of this year, he issued an executive order that paused U.S. refugee programs that had been going at record levels under the prior administration, and had brought in people that we were not sure had been carefully vetted for national security issues, and put a pause on the refugee admission program in general. That pause, of course, was subject from the very beginning to exceptions where it was determined that this would be in the interest of the United States. Some of the criteria are making sure that refugees did not pose any challenge to our national security, and that they could be assimilated easily into our country.
This is ultimate manipulation. By prioritizing certain groups based on race, the system perpetuates inequality while masking it as a security measure. This isn't just policy, it's a reflection of a deeper societal bias that needs to be confronted.
So the president on February 7th issued an executive order about the egregious conditions in South Africa.
Yeah. So you get the picture. You can see what this is really about.
This conversation exposes how systemic manipulation operates within our immigration system, favoring the privileged while ignoring those in dire need. The question remains, are we willing to challenge these biases? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this inequality in refugee policies?